Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is a video presentation about our final project, which is where we choose the story about the frog and the night tale by Vikram Seth. The member of the group is definitely me, Brian Tiranov. Second is Dandi Saputra, and the third is Nilam. Okay, let's move on to the presentation. The first explanation will be explained by me. The first, I want to explain the summary, the frog and the night tale. By setting, once upon a time, a frog heard in the forest called Winglebog. Other animals had his voice, but all are forced to listen. The loud and unpleasant voice of the frog continued from the summit tree. Other birds were raised, but not able to stop him from his strong determination. One night, one night hail, one night hail come there at the summit tree and started singing. Everyone in the bog clapped and admired her melodious voice. But the frog feared that no one could fool him anymore. The frog was not happy with the night hail. The next night, as he was ready to sing, the frog interrupted and introduced himself as the owner of the tree. Frog told that he is famous for his splendid baritone. As a critic, the frog said that her song was not too bad, but was very long. The technique was good, but the song lacked power. Nightingale felt with his reputed critic about her art. Frog took her into confidence and made an evil plan to get rid of her. Okay, move to the review. The first review, The Frog and the Nightingale by Brigham said depict the fictional story of two singing animals. One is a frog and the other is a nightingale. Although the nightingale song is clearly preferred by other animals listened to the pair, the nightingales naively allow the frog, which are rough and bitter, to manipulate the nightingale into misery through the nightingale pressure. By nature, the nightingale does not approach its craft with confidence and independence, and because of this, a less talented frog can take advantage of the nightingale during the nightingale gift, and cause all the animals around it to lose something they enjoy. The poem reveals the foolish of following under blinded and indiscriminately in this poem. A nightingale fails is representative as a person who easier to fall into a trap of other people. Uh, The next point, according to Sifman Farshni, this poem is about a frog that doing cheat to make a nightingale in the danger situation because he would not the nightingale change his position. It means this point reminds us to not easy provocate, to not easy to provocate by someone else. We should have a filter in our mind before trusting someone because not everyone has good intention toward us, even if he claims to be an expert. And the third point is the moral of the poem The Frog and the Nightingale by Vikram Seth is that one should not be persuaded by flattery to be something one is not. When the nightingale first showed up in the book, she was a beautiful voice. When she sings to the world in book, they are wrapped with amusement and attention. Okay. The next slide will be explained by my friend Dandy. Thank you.
Okay, I will explain about the frog and the nightingale. This is the second review for me and the conclusion. The poem reveals the foolishness of following others blindly and indiscreetly. In this poem, a nightingale's veil is representative as a person who either to falls into a trap of other people. According to Farsni, this poem is about a frog that doing cheat to make the nightingale in the danger situation, because he would not the night the night the nightingale change his position. It means this poem reminds us to not easily provoke by someone else. We should have a filter in our mind before trusting someone, because not everyone has good intention toward us, even if he claims to be an expert. This poem is a fable because the author uses animal character in his work. The characters are frogs and the nightingales, who are chosen to represent human nature in this life. A cunning and manipulative frog who exploits a gifted bird and is liked by the animal in its environment. The author emphasizes the moral side of this poem as if it is a weapon of warning against people who may have a naive nature, such as a nightingale, to be careful. The choice of animal character is intended so that the poem can attract readers, especially children. Okay, that's all for me. From me, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The significant differences in the characters of the two animals in this poem make it easier for readers to understand the meaning and moral message what is contained in the poem. It can be seen even though the author inserts an implied meaning in the poem, but it is easily understood by the reader. This poem was created with one meaning agreed upon by the readers, and it doesn't cause ambiguity. The character of the antagonist and the protagonist is very clear in this poem, so it can be easily concluded which one the characters that deserves to be supported or not. The language used is easy to understand, so it really supports the reader to imagine the setting and situation of the events in the poem. Although the poem looks simple and entertaining, the moral message expressed is very important considering that so many people are like the frog in this life. The frog has no potential, but he greedily gets what he wants by exploiting and deception. The weaknesses of this poem is lack of figures of speech, therefore it's more like reading the short story than a poem. Even so, this poem is highly recommended for ordinary people and also children who are not needed to think complicated, such as poem on racism, colonialism, and etc. That's all from us. Thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.